am feeling good. I just did about a 20-mile bike ride, and man, it is just absolutely beautiful. We're so blessed to be able to live where we live. I want to continue our journey today in Psalm 23, and it goes like this: The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me on paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now, last time I shared with you, I talked about the rod and how the rod was an instrument that protected the sheep and perhaps even was used to discipline the sheep. Today I want to talk about the staff, and I just want to remind you that the emphasis of the rod and the staff is on bringing comfort, especially during difficult times, especially when you feel like you're walking in dark shadows. But the staff is that classic instrument that shepherds have. It's got the crook on the end, and so it's maybe the most familiar tool for a shepherd to have. And it's said that this staff would have been used for a couple of different things. For one, the shepherd, when he watched the sheep eat, he probably used it just to lean on. It was something that he could lean on and rest. But also it was something that he could have used to either save or rescue a sheep. Here's a children's picture of a shepherd's staff being used for a couple of different purposes. One, if a sheep got stuck, if it fell down a ravine, if it was trapped in some bushes, then that crook at the end of the shepherd's staff could be used to lift or pull the sheep to safety. But it's also said that the staff would have been used to count the sheep. And I just absolutely love the idea of the shepherd counting the sheep, using that staff to kind of reach out and separate them and just be familiar with them. You know, to you and I, if we saw a herd of sheep, they would all look the same to us. But to a shepherd, especially a good shepherd who knew his sheep, he knew each one by name. He knew the difference between them. And so if he had 100 sheep and he wanted just to scan these sheep and to see that they were all there, he would use that staff to count them, to kind of separate them as he counted them. And I love the story in Luke chapter 15 where it says that if even one sheep is missing, if one sheep is lost, then a good shepherd will leave the 99 to go find the one. Here's what I want you to think about today as you spend some time in a quiet place. Find some space and find some time and just slow down. Take a deep breath and think about these truths. Number one, God knows your name. You're not just one of a mass of people lost in the crowd. He knows your name. He is acquainted with even the inner workings of your life. He knows the number of hairs on your head. And even should a sparrow fall from the sky, he knows it. How much more does he know and love you? And then secondly, I just want you to be aware that wherever you're at on your spiritual journey, whether you're struggling or you feel far from God, or you're even wrestling with what's going on in your life right now and you have tremendous doubts about your faith, you have a good shepherd who is not only watching over you, he is pursuing you. And should you get lost, you can be assured that your good shepherd will seek after you and find you. And so, in the same way that a shepherd would rest on that staff, I want you to rest today. What would that look like for you to rest in your heart and your soul? Maybe resting from your anxieties, resting from your fears, resting from your restlessness, resting from your uncertainty or your doubts. And so just, again, take a deep breath. If you need to, close your eyes and just allow your mind to focus in on the reality and the truth that you have a Heavenly Father who knows your name. God bless you all. And we'll be back tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to continuing this journey through Psalm 23. So rich, so deep, so much treasure found in this beautiful chapter of Psalm 23. We'll see y'all tomorrow.